Hi everyone. We are doing the chapter radians. Radians means radius, and we are going to talk about radians. How do we measure angles in radians? If you know the circumference of the circle is 2 pi r, and all the angles in the circle they sum up to 360 degree. When we talk about angles, angles can be measured in degrees and angles can be measured in radians. It is also called as rad. The measure of degree is this, and the measure of rad or radians is this. Okay, so when we talk about a circle, this is a sector, a piece of the circle. O is the center, R is the radius, this is your arc, the length of the arc, and this is your theta. You say this angle AOB is 1 rad or 1 theta, which is equal to r. Radian is radius. So if I say circumference is 2 pi r and the entire circle sums up to 360 degree, so 2 pi r or 2 pi rad is 360 degree. You should know this now in detail. 2 pi rad is 360 degree, or I could say 2 pi r. Okay, this is 360 degree. You cannot write r, you will write rad. So what would be pi rad? You are going to divide this by 2. You're going to divide this by 2. So your pi rad is going to be 180 degree. What is going to be your pi by 2 rad? You will just see 2 pi rad is 360 degree. Now I want pi by 2. So since I want by 2, so I'm going to divide by 2. I'm going to divide by 2 on both the sides. This would go, or you could take this one, the above one, pi rad. Pi rad is 180 degree. You want pi by 2 rad. Again, you're going to divide this by 2, divide this by 2. So pi by 2 rad is going to become 90 degree. Pi rad is 180 degree. So pi by 3 rad is going to be 180 divided by 3. So it's going to be nothing but 60 degrees. Pi rad is 180 degree. So what is pi by 4 rad? Pi by 4 rad would be 180 divided by 4. So it's going to be 45 degrees. Pi rad is 180 degree. So what is going to be 3 pi by 2 rad? So I will just multiply this with 3 by 2. So 180 into 3 divided by 2. So it's going to be 270 degree. So these are the important figures that you need to know. We see 2 pi rad is 360, pi rad is 180, pi by 2 rad is 90, pi by 3 is 60, pi by 4 rad is 45 degree, and 3 pi by 2 rad is 270 degrees. Now, since you clearly know that 2 pi rad is 360 degree, so 1 rad would be 360. You don't need this, so you're going to divide this by 2 pi on both the sides. So 1 rad would be 360 divided by 2 pi. So 1 rad is 180 degrees divided by pi. The most important thing that you use over here is if you want to convert radians into degree, that means you want to convert the angle rad into degree. You know 1 rad is 180 degrees by pi. So if you want to convert rad into degrees, you will multiply by 180 upon pi. Vice versa, If you want to convert degrees into rad, you're going to divide it by 180 by pi. Okay, either you divide by 180 by pi or you could multiply by pi upon 180. So if you want to convert rad to degree, multiply 180 upon pi, degree to rad, divide 180 by pi. These are some important things that I told you that you need to consider. 2 pi rad is 360 degrees. Okay? 2 pi rad is 360 degree. 1 rad or 1 C. C denotes the notation for the rad. The value for it is 57.295. Okay. And you could say your 1 rad is 180 degrees upon pi. We have done the explanation for this before. These are the important formulas. Now you need to convert angles into degrees. That means you want to convert the rad into degree. Simply what I will do is, if I want to convert rad into degree, I'm going to multiply by 180 over pi. So what you're simply going to do is you're going to multiply it by 180 by pi. Now this pi and pi goes away. So if I'm doing on the calculator, I hope you can see the calculator. 7 into 180 divided by 8. I'm going to give you the answer of 157.5. So you want to convert rad into degree. If you want to convert rad into degree, you're going to multiply by 180 over pi. So into 180 by pi, pi gets cut. You have an answer of 4 into 180 divided by 15. So this makes it 48 degrees. Now you want to convert the angles into radians and you want to leave the answer in pi. So if you want to convert your degree into radians, okay, if you want to convert your degree into radians, you're going to divide it by 180 over pi, or I could say you can multiply by the reciprocal of it, and you want the answer in pi. Since I want the answer in pi, so it is going to be 150 divided by 180. So this is 5 by 6, 5 by 6 pi. And don't forget to put the sign of rad. Okay. What you're going to do, you're going to multiply by pi over 180. You want to leave the answer in pi. And to convert the degree into rad, you're going to divide by 180 over pi or multiply by the reciprocal of it, leaving the answer in pi. So you have 110 divided by 180. So it's going to be 11 over 18 pi. Don't forget to put the rad. So you want to convert the angles into degrees. The angle is in rad. From rad to degree, you want to convert, and you do not have to use the calculator. So what you will do, you will multiply by 180 by pi. Pi gets cut. So this is 7 into 180 divided by 8. So it is 157.5 degrees. So this is your exercise 7.A of the Edexcel Pure Maths 1. You do not have to use the calculator and you have to convert the angles into radians. Angles in radians to angles in degrees. If you see there is the answer down, make sure when you write the final answer, it should be proper. So the first one is pi by 20. So if you want to convert it rad into degrees, I'm going to simply do one thing. I'm going to multiply it by 180 by pi. I don't have to use the calculator. I will still use the calculator. So it is 9 degrees. What I have to do? I have to multiply it by 180 over pi. So this becomes 12 degrees. I'll take one more. I have to multiply. I want to convert rad into degree. So it's very simple. You have to convert rad into degree, multiply it by 180 over pi. Pi and pi is cut. 2 ones are 2 nineties are. So this is 270 degree. You can solve the remaining questions. These slides in the PPT form is available for you on my website. So this is your exercise 7A. Question number 2. You have to convert the angles to degrees. When they say you have to convert angles to degrees, that means you have to convert the rad to degree. If you want to convert the rad to degree, you are going to simply multiply it by 180 by pi, or you could say 1 rad is equal to 57.295 degrees. So since 1 rad is 57.295 degrees, you can multiply this by 57.295. So you have 0.46 into 57.295. So this comes up to 26.355. So it is 26.4. Okay. Now if you see, I'm going to take the C1. 1 rad is 57.295. I have 1.135 rad. I want to convert it into degrees so I can multiply by 57.295. So the answer is 65.02 or zero point 0. They want you to round it off to the nearest 0.1. That means you just need 1 point after the decimal. So you're going to round it off 0.65.0. I'll take this one, root 3 rad. 1 rad is 57.295. So 57.295 multiplied by root 3. This is going to give me 99.2. I round it off to the nearest 0.1. Now the exercise 7.A at Excel chapter number 7 radians. You have to write to 3 significant values the following trigonometric function. Now here they want sine 0.5 rad. It is very important for you to note over here is that your calculator would be on the degree mode. Yeah. So since you're converting degree into rad, sorry, you're converting the rad into degree. So since you're converting the rad into degree, your calculator is okay. But if you're converting the degree into rad, you have to make sure that you change the calculator mode to rad. Currently, you have to convert the rad into degree. Or you just have to write the value. So sine 0.5 would be 0.479. Let's take the next one. Cos of root 2. It is 0.156 because the fourth figure is 9 and you want for 3 significant values. Now you have tan 1.05. So it is 1.743. Okay, three significant values. I'm sure now you can do this. Now convert the angles, that is the degree, to the rad, and I want the answer in the form of pi. Now you have to convert the angles to radians. That means you're converting the degree to radians. Question part 4, exercise 7a at Excel Maths. You're converting the degree to radians. You have to simply divide it by 180 by pi or multiply it by pi over 180. They want your answer to be in pi. Since they want your answer to be in pi, I'm going to multiply it by 180 by pi. Sorry, I'm going to multiply it by pi over 180. Answer to be in pi. So I will simply do 8 divided by 180. So it comes up to 2 by 45 pi. This is the answer in rad. I'll take another example, the O1315. I'm going to multiply by pi over 180. So 315 divided by 180. This is 7 by 4 pi. Why I'm keeping the pi? They wanted the answer in the form of pi. You remember that when you're converting from rad to degree, you either multiply it by 180 over pi or you multiply it by the value of pi rad, that is 1 rad is equal to 57.295 degrees. If you're converting the degree into rad, you're going to divide it by 180 over pi or multiply it by the reciprocal of this. Now, another one, use your calculator to convert degree to rad. I'm converting the degree to rad. That means I have to multiply it by how much? Now you have to convert this degree to rad. That means you're going to multiply it by pi over 180. So this is your first question, 50 into pi over 180. I'll put this on the calculator. 50 shift. For pi, there is this sign over here, divided by 180. You want three significant figures. So it is going to be 0.873 rad. I'll take another one, multiply it by pi over 180 degree to rad. So it would be 320 shift pi divided by 180. So this is 5.585. Okay, 5.585 rad. Okay, they wanted to three significant figures, so you can also write 5.59 rad because after the 5 there is a 0. So with this we complete exercise number 7a, which tells us about the measure of the rad. The important point that you had to note over here is 1 rad is 57.295 degree, 2 pi rad is 360 degree, pi rad is 180, pi by 2 rad, pi by 3 rad, pi by 4 rad, and 3 pi by 4. If you have to convert radians to degrees, that means rad to degree, you simply multiply it by 180 over pi. Okay, because you know that 2 pi rad is 360 degree. So 1 rad is, you divide it by 2 pi, so 1 rad is 180 by pi. So if you want to convert rad to degree, multiply it by 180 by pi. If you want to convert degree into rad, you're going to divide it by 180 by pi.